beginning to change a little bit, not knowing that other people were changing. Then they began to change a lot, not knowing what other people were changing. And what they were describing was that the ones on board who looked really, really human were coming down and trying to learn what it's like to walk among us, to be human. And at that point, I knew it's integration into the society prior to takeover. That's the best way I can say it. They can control us, and we can't control them. They are superhumans, so to speak, and we aren't.
The implications of colonization are difficult to comprehend. Integration before takeover is straight out of Hollywood. Yet Dr. Jacobs makes a compelling argument that hybrid beings live among us, undetected.
Over the decades, people have talked about how these hybrids are looking more and more human. Very human. In fact, just plain human. Wearing human clothes and acting human, etc., etc. And then people began to tell us that they're moving in, that they're moving in apartments, that they're living here. And if it's happening here in the United States, it's happening everywhere. There's nothing unique about the United States and the UFO phenomenon. But the key problem here, and here is still the key problem, they can control us and we can't control them, and you can't ever forget that. That is the most significant thing about this. Whether they're going to take over or not, they can control the human mind. The only way that I can figure out what's going on is that ultimately this is an infiltration into the society where they can control us and we cannot control them. I don't know what's going to happen after that. I fear the worst. I think that beast beings on board UFOs have done this before. We can't be the very first planet that this ever happened to. And they can't be the very first beings who ever did this to a planet. That you have to think widely. This probably has happened many times in the past. And it's happening to us now. And I do think that this is ultimately, as abductees have said over and over again, that this will be a takeover.
And no segment of humanity is immune from this nefarious agenda. Money and social status will not save you from ET colonization.
I have talked with people who have PhDs and MDs, people who are university professors, people who are physicians, people who are attorneys, LLDs, who are abductees and who say X, Y, and Z just like everybody else. I've talked with 5 different people who are members of the clergy. They all say the same thing. I've talked with people who are in graduate school and everybody else in between. It doesn't matter. The religion doesn't matter. None of that matters. They all say the same thing. It's important information. It's the most important thing I could ever do in my life, and I think that Bud felt that way too. I think that most serious UFO researchers feel that way, and it's something that I'm glad I did. And at the same time, if I hadn't have done it, I probably would have lived a better life. Probably had a happier, jauntier aspect to me. But I hope that it convinces some people who want to look into this to do so seriously and properly. That would be good. That would be a tremendous help, obviously, for the whole society, for the whole world, if I may talk in these large terms. Anybody can do what I'm doing, as long as abductees are willing. Anybody can do it as long as they're doing it right. The problem with it is that everybody thinks it's crazy, and if you do it, you have to keep your mouth shut because they'll think you're crazy. And if you don't charge money, then you're just wasting time for many people, and it's a tough one. It's a hard one. But there were others who did research, and they came up with good material as well. So I hate to be one of the last few.
Not all belief systems associated with abductions and hybrid programs are doom and gloom. Many believe alien intervention is leading the next wave of human evolution. Mary Rodwell has researched more than 3,000 alien abduction cases, concluding that extraterrestrial encounters, specifically those focused on hybridization, are part of a genetic engineering program. The goal? An upgrade of humanity, leading ultimately to a shift in consciousness.
When I started out, I didn't know what to make of this. Mostly I saw people that were highly traumatized, and all I was looking at is how can I best help them through this trauma, because that's my job as a counselor. What I discovered was, as I was exploring this with them, that there was this huge range from the really terrified to the ones that said, for me, my interactions have been the most beautiful, meaningful thing in my life. Without them, I wouldn't be here. The difference is what that soul has chosen to experience this time. Do you choose to see things as a way of gaining more understanding, more perception of what feeds your soul, or do you want to say, I've decided I'm going to be a victim this time round and everything's horrible and everybody's horrible?
Rodwell has found strong esoteric undercurrents associated with alien abduction encounters, which comes directly from her clients as they navigate and share their extraordinary experiences.
When I take somebody into an experience, it's very important that they have an understanding of why they've been taken, what's going on. With their fear, it's fear of the unknown, not necessarily fear of what's happened, because often they don't even remember what's happened. They don't know whether it's traumatic or not traumatic. It's just they know something's happened and that's scary. So sometimes the fear is literally because I don't know what the hell's happening. There's a gentleman that was quite comfortable with his ET going on board craft and what have you. But he said when those big eyes start coming towards me, he went into absolute trauma and fear. And he said, Mary, I want to deal with that. I want to know why that affects me that way. And so he was a very courageous soul. And I said, well, right, I'm going to take you to that point so we can find out what's happening. Because I said, what do you think's happening? He says, well, I suppose I'm scared they're going to take me over or something like this. He said, but I don't know. So I lead this gentleman slowly to seeing the big eye coming towards him, because again, I could see on his body that it was triggering like this. And I said, it's all right, it's still okay, nothing's happened. You know, the eye's still coming closer, and it's still coming closer. And it got to a point where he was almost ready to jump from the chair because the eye was that close. So I said, now what's happening? Oh, he said, they're just giving me information.
Helping connect the dots is critically important for those trying to understand who they really are.
We are them, and they are us. That we've just chosen to come into this meat vehicle for an experience as in a materialistic, matter-placed environment. But many of those that come to me and explore their understanding of themselves will say, my family's out there. But we are orchestrators of our own journey. I'm talking about some experiences. Tracy Taylor was actually telling me that she'd agreed before she came here with the Greys that she would allow them to take genetic material and they would assist her with her intuitive artistic abilities.
So this is very important, where she says that this Tracy girl, she made a pact with this alien that, okay, you take my genetic material, and the alien said that I will help you with the talent of this art. She was probably interested in artistic, drawings and paintings and whatever. So it's the alien will come into her brain, manipulate her brain, and will start giving all these imaginative ideas, all artistic ideas. And this is exactly what CIA people keep talking, that when they summon all these demons, or even Bob Lazar talks, right, that they summon demons at Area 51, they made a pact that we'll give you all the technology and you will in return give us something, whatever they want. So probably they want her DNA, say, okay, or her genetic material, or they want ovaries. Some say that they do take out all these stuff from women as well, right? In some abductee case, or they want your soul. Okay, so basically what is going on is these are evil spirits or Lucifer who wants as many souls as possible, human souls. So Lucifer and all these demons whom these people summon they want soul, and so they do all these sacrifice, human animal sacrifice. They want blood. So when they do all that, and even they said that they want to reign on this earth, and they want to have total control of people, so they are already working towards that. These CIA, FBI people, military, all these people, Washington. So these aliens, and even Devesh Kumar Pathak, astrologer, said that these aliens can hack your brain, but there are no aliens. As Almas Jacob has explained, there are no aliens. All these are jinn and demons. They have the ability to hack your brain, and then they make a pact with you that either you sell your soul or you give us something, a sacrifice, some kind of sacrifice. In return, we will give you some kind of fame, technology, lyrics. I told you how they gave lyrics to the musicians. This girl was given this artistic talent in her. So this, even you watch these Hollywood celebrities like Minaj, what's her name? Nicki Minaj, yeah. She herself in the interview said that when she goes on the stage, Sasha is the spirit that comes inside her, and she's not the one who's performing. It's Sasha who is performing. Same thing. Almas Jacob has exposed so many all these celebrities. Okay, there was another actress who said that some other guy spirit comes into her, and then she starts performing. So all these people, they summon these spirits. The spirits come into their body, and then they manipulate their mind, their hand, all the actions, everything is controlled by the mind of these spirits. And this is how they do performance on stage. And even these very people, they give lyrics, music, everything to these people, Hollywood, Bollywood people. So when, Almas Jacob was saying, yeah, they have made a pact, and in return now they want total control of people, and that is why they are going through their one world agenda all over the world, and of course to bring Antichrist 666 mark on every people. And a lot of people's mind is being manipulated. They are not even realizing, like, in that article it said that they manipulate mind to do mass murder. Now, when President Bush invoked the spirit of chaos on the day of his inauguration, 33 weeks after 9/11 happened. So 33 is the Freemasonic highest degree number, and they love to use these numbers in their numerology. They love to use numerology and symbols in their movies, in all these real life events. So when he invoked the spirit of chaos, 33 weeks after 9/11 happened, so the spirit goes into these people's brain, they manipulate, they get hacked, and they start to think in that direction of hacking and destroying the Twin Towers and all that. In fact, Justin Bieber is the puppet of Illuminati, and just in one of the Justin Bieber's album song, on the back he's standing in front of a wall, and on the wall are all the scribbles, and these people, whoever made that video, have taken screenshots within like half a second of the frame. It will show up, and then the frames just go on from half a second. It keeps changing every half a second. So Almas Jacob had to literally pause the video, take a screenshot, and a lot of this stuff was revealed by these very Illuminati people. And one of the things they revealed was 9/11 was done by Bush. Same thing when yesterday I showed Thomas Horn's book, Zeitgeist 425. He said the same thing, that President Bush invoked the spirit of this whirlwind, he calls whirlwind, to bring the storm. So I just call it spirit of chaos, okay? Because they love to use the word chaos. It's order out of chaos, right? So 9/11 was done 33 weeks after that. So that is what I'm saying, that people are not even realizing that a lot of the world events that is going on lot of it is being manipulated by these very witchcrafters. You call it CIA, Delta Force, Area 51, DOD, DARPA, Washington DC, NSA, FBI, Jehovah's Witness, Freemasons, all these people who are into witchcraft, Hollywood, Bollywood, and of course large corporations. They do witchcraft, they invoke the spirit of chaos, and they attack, and even they synchronize these worldly events. Okay, so this is a prime example.
That was the trade that she described. She's environment, but many of those that come to me and explore their understanding of themselves will say, my family's out there. But we are orchestrators of our own journey. I'm talking about some experiences. Tracy Taylor was actually telling me that she'd agreed before she came here with the Greys that she would allow them to take genetic material and they would assist her with her intuitive artistic abilities. So that was the trade that she described.
So these aliens and demons would help in her intuitive artistic ability. Okay, this is the pact that was made with not aliens but jinn and demons.
She's one of many that begin to understand that this is often a cooperative thing, even if you don't fully remember it. Talked to one 10-year-old about him coming into this incarnation. He talked about being a will-o'-the-wisp and then describing that he picked his life format and then he was inside Mummy's tummy. And that's what he actually remembered.
And if you look, Aleister Crowley's summoned demon, it's the same face, okay, but the eyes are very small. And like I said, these aliens themselves said that today they call us angels and demons, tomorrow they'll call us something else. And that guy had summoned in 1904, and CIA just took that face and just made the big eyes and all black. It's like a demonic eyes, and gave a fancy name called alien. What are the odds that alien name has a word L-I-E, lie, within it? It's a lie. They actually tell you a lie. Okay, they just made it alien, but if you break it down, it's a lie. They actually tell you right on your face that there is nothing called aliens and they are jinn and demons. And Almas Jacob has exposed so many, and he gives all the evidences, every single thing he explains in details. But yes, they have the ability to hack the mind, and that is why you all know Harari, the right hand of Klaus Schwab of World Economic Forum. That guy said that human beings are hackable animals. Okay? And that is why all the synchronizations that I keep talking about that they've been doing in my life, in my family's life, just to dictate and humiliate and super interrogate me. That's it. It's just for that purpose. And like even this guy said, they're trying to control us, but we can't control them. Okay? So like I said, they try to control me a lot, and that is why Kanye West comes and says, oh, they can control Madonna, they can control Katy Perry, but they can't control me, But so obviously he's already a puppet, a controlled puppet of Illuminati. So who is he talking about? Obviously he's talking about Star Kids. Like how much they try to control me for every single thing. Like for example, just today, when I was making this Indian roti, again, there was a new flour that we had, my mother-in-law, she brought it and she wanted to try this new brand. And so we tried it, and guess what? It turned out again not as good, because it's not the usual brand that we buy, and the wheat flour is not available because of shortage and the export ban. So I just said that, and so they immediately turned on the TV. This is the new thing that since past 2-3 years that they've been doing, but now they are doing it a little often. They will just turn on the TV. Oh, no, you don't say that. You don't start saying that. So they turned on the TV, and then there is a little light. I'll show you. It will be green right now. But the moment they turned on the TV, look how it's green. I'll show you. You see there are two green lights, so the upper light will turn red. That is the other thing. So the TV will turn on, and here is the light. The upper light will turn red at the same time. So red means, oh no, 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 you don't say that, that it's a color signaling. I told you how these Freemasons and Illuminati people, they love symbols. They love numerology, they love symbols, and this is how they manipulate or give signals to me to try to control me for every single thing in my life. So it's almost like they want to take away my own free will of saying something that, or giving my own opinion of how the wheat flour is or the quality of the wheat flour. Oh, no, no, you don't say that. Why? Because she brought the flour. Well, I was just saying how it is because I can tell because every day I've been cooking. So I know the difference. I'm like, it wasn't much difference. In fact, it turned out a little worse than the one that I had brought. But whatever. It's not much of a difference, like I said. Because the wheat is not available. What are you going to expect, And the fact that the store had mentioned that we do not accept returns, why? Why are people returning if there's shortage of wheat flour? Look, check this out. And now, first there was a raving back then, and now again they didn't do as much raving, but they just like raved up a little bit and left. Okay, or else I would have recorded, but forget it. So why would any store write that, oh, we do not accept exchanges or returns? Why? Obviously because there is some problem with that particular wheat flour, obviously. So I already knew that it won't be as good as what the usual brand that we have been buying. But yeah, like these people want to make issue about it just to give me this slavery program, dictation, humiliation. Same thing. Oh, I shouldn't say, I should be a slave. I shouldn't give my opinion on it, honest opinion, So they immediately turned on the TV and they made a red light over there. So this is what Kanye West was talking about, that they can control so-and-so, they can control so-and-so, but they can't control me. He was actually talking about us, Star Kids. These people are making episodes and episodes on hybrid children, on indigo children, on Star Kids, on Star Children. Okay? People are coming out with books and books on us. They are making shows on us. Okay, a lot of gang stalking, a lot of all these directed energy weapons, all these human mind manipulation, synchronizations, military helicopter passing by, ambulance sirens, cops' car immediately suddenly showing up. Why so much trouble these people are taking? Remember, Dr. Richard Boylan said that these UFO cabal, I'll just show you again. Richard Boylan, Star Kid. Okay, I'm trying to pull up that his website. White hats. See, Starseed adults inside U.S. national security agencies are outfoxing those who resist change and public disclosure. Okay, so why these people are writing so much articles and articles on us? Why they fear us so much? Okay, we are the threat to the cabal, right? Starseed adults inside U.S. national security agencies are outfoxing those who resist change and public disclosure about visiting star people. And he clearly says the broad implications of training like Task Force Whitetail is that the cabal, which cabal? Freemasonic and Illuminati cabal who worships Lucifer and foresees and actively planning for the day when the UFO cover-up falters. What is UFO? They are nothing but jinn and demons whom Almas Jacob says that they can shapeshift and all that. Basically aliens or whatever, fallen angels. And it is necessary to round up starseeds who could cause the cabal trouble and to interdict and subdue any star visitors who are on the ground. Okay, so basically they want to subdue is like, keep us under control, continuously put us down for every little thing we do in our life. But that is where it comes, how to break them and super interrogate them, right? They tried to break me a lot initially when I was not understanding all these things that was going on with me, to dictate me and humiliate me at every little things in my life. I was really going in, this depression mode and very, very sad feeling and very low feeling and lot of etheric energy. I start to grow thinner and thinner, and a lot of my energy was being drawn by these aliens, But then I understood the montauk.net guy when I read their alien agenda, that these aliens or the jinn and demons, they need our energy. We are the source energy. I read Darlington Moses' book on targeting of star kids, and that is when I understood even further here is the book. I even understood further targeting of starseeds, okay, by Darlington Moses, that starseeds are source conscious carriers. This makes them to be targeted by the soulless who need source energy. The starseeds themselves are not quite awake to what is happening. They believe the popular narrative of life, which is based on the soulless teachings. The starseeds need to know how and why they are being targeted. Knowing the truth makes them free. So he has explained a lot of this stuff. I'm not going to go into the details here, but it's a lot of the stuff that same Tanut Sudan also talks about. But so basically this is why they keep targeting for every single thing. Like I said, they turn on the TV, they will turn the lights red. So basically they want to tell, don't speak that, right? Because if you are a science person, there is little bit logical analysis in your brain. You will understand that a TV cannot turn on by itself at a particular time. And of course, along with that, the red light, and just today the red light happened. But even before, I actually, in my live video, I had recorded that I was recording a video. I was in my office, and suddenly when I said that they turn on the TV by itself, they actually turned on the TV, and I had to come out of my office in the living room and show it in that video that, look, they turned the TV on and nobody was in my house. I was all alone. Okay? But back then there was no red light, because they don't want to make issue when I'm just recording about them, about alien agenda. They don't care about all that. They just want to do dictation, humiliation whenever it comes to my cooking, or, because they are trying to make a perfect homemaker, as that article was saying. So this is why I'm targeted so much. Okay. Lovers of animals and nature, and targeting of starseeds. Okay. The answer is simple. They contain the source energy or the God energy. Soulless beings do not have the energy and can only get it from starseeds. Okay. And the same concept is being spoken by another starseed. She's a European girl whom Linda had interviewed. And Linda is, again, the previous video I showed about that these girls and these men who were speaking about hybrid children. So they are very famous celebrities or famous people who come on this History Channel. So Linda is one of that famous person who comes on History Channel and talks about UFOs, aliens, abductees, all of this. So she interviewed this European starseed girl, and she said that they make pacts with alien, and they do all these experimentations, and they need energy. It's the same thing that Darlington Moses says when she was saying in that interview. So yeah, trauma. Trauma is one of the chief weapons the organic portals use to target starseeds. Trauma is quite dangerous because it mutates someone's DNA in. The more one suffers trauma, the more their DNA is tuned to the trauma vibe. Trauma will become normal and the person's body will begin to attract more trauma. The soulless beings target to traumatize starseeds from an early age. Now he goes on speaking about, and this is what I'm saying, for little things they will give me all this trauma, this torture that I talk about, mental, physical, everything. But yeah, like I said, it's not affecting me as much anymore because now I understand their agenda, their, all these things. So, but yeah, like the fever that they gave me just to dictate, oh, look, your in-laws, they started to touch here and there without washing their hands. And just because when I think about that, because they have programmed me that way for so many years about hygiene. So now my mind just, it just observes everything that happens in the kitchen, that who's entering the kitchen, did that person wash the hand or not, where is that person touching all the touch points and all. So it's just that my mind is programmed to do all that, and so I just do it that way. But so if I don't say anything to them and I just let it go, so oh, you want to let it go, you don't, but you process that in your mind, in your subconscious mind, you thought about that, okay, now we're gonna give you fever. Okay, that BS these people do. So this fever is also induced fever, it's not a normal fever. They want to make issue about something, they'll make it. Like I said about the mosquito bite, right? In my previous videos, I told about how they gave a mosquito bite on my right foot to make issue about, oh, the foot was against the wall. And so I created a thought in my brain that, oh, I shouldn't do that. And I kept my foot down. But it wasn't way up in the wall. It was almost touching my toe. Toe was touching the ground. But the feet sole was parallel to the lower wall. So yeah, they want to make issue about it, so they gave a mosquito bite, not only to me, but my hubby at exactly the same spot. Okay, this is that is called induced. And how are they inducing these bites? Witchcraft, it's obvious.